Hello, I am Orange Cat, and I've got some Adult Swim related news for you, not necessarily Toonami news now. It's a bit of old news. You might have heard that Adventure Time is being pulled from the Adult Swim schedule after only 2 weeks on the air. And I believe there's some reasons this happened. Most notably, it's just the fact that Adult Swim overestimated the audience for Adventure Time. Like, if you're talking about 2011, 2012, when the show was at its prime in terms of quality, at its prime in terms of fan base, it's a great idea. It got close to 4 million people per episode back then, which I know this is kind of before the brunt of cable cutting, but that's an absolutely insanely high number at that time. Adventure Time was just a cultural phenomenon at the period, alongside regular show, which I'm going to go into in a minute too. But I'm not too surprised about this. And this is not me doing a victory lap because I hated how the last couple seasons of Adventure Time went. I'm just pointing out the obvious here about this show just didn't meld well with Adult Swim. And I can understand the logic why it was put there in the first place. It was put at 8 o'clock, so that's the buffer hour between Cartoon Network and the most of Adult Swim. It'd be like, Adventure Time would be a good transition from something that's kid oriented, but kind of that weird avant garde type feel, like a Amazing World of Gumball, which I believe is still the 7 to 8 o'clock hour on Cartoon Network, and like something like Family Guy or an American Dad, which is a void that Cartoon Network's been trying to, I mean, Adult Swim's been trying to not field what, since King of the Hill's rights got bought up by Viacom, Cleveland Show's rights got bought up by Viacom, home movies didn't work, and I suppose Samurai Jack didn't necessarily bring the ratings they were hoping for at that slot. So, on paper it's a good idea. Just try something out of the blue. I mean, you don't have to pay for the rights. You have the rights. You're freaking Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. You have the rights to Adventure Time. So this is a low risk proposition, and I don't blame them for taking that risk. But it was no surprise to me that it failed. It just doesn't have that much of an audience that it used to have. The finale didn't bring in a million of people, despite an insane amount of promotion and an all-day marathon. It just it just doesn't have the fan base it used to. And they're just thinking maybe we can get some of the people back that were into the show in 2011, 2012, or 2010, especially since they started out airing season 1, season 2 episodes. And also, true, I guess, to Adult Swim tradition, season 1, season 2 Adventure Time is quite an experience if you're high off your ass. Let's just keep it at that. And I don't blame him for thinking that. But at the same time, you have a show like Regular Show. The same thing. You have the rights to Regular Show. And you can kind of cross promote it since soon you're going to have J.G. Quintel's other project, Close Enough, airing on TBS. For the promos of which I think has the potential of being a really good adult comedy. It really feels like that blend of, like, in a weird way, kind of like King of the Hill, like a raunchy King of the Hill, still keeping that Regular Show feel, especially with the animation. And just the little bits I've seen, I really think have really good potential. Like, you can cross promote it for whenever they finally decide to air Close Enough. I believe it's been like on the verge of airing for a year and a half now. My theory about that is they're trying to promote it. They're going to promote it alongside The Cops, which was a Louis C.K. joint, animated joint. And if you follow the news, let's say Louis C.K. got into some Me Too related trouble, so they canned that. And they've been trying to find some way to promote Close Enough since, trying to find some way to market it as a standalone show. Maybe they're waiting till season 2 of the, what's that, Outer Space? Oh god, that's gonna kill me. The Outer Space show with the guy who screams every line. Oh god, Mooncake, that the show with Mooncake. It's gonna kill me. I'm gonna remember it as soon as this video's over. Maybe they're gonna wait until that to air it. But still, like, you have Regular Show. It still has a diehard fan base. Its finale almost had double the viewers Adventure Time had, without the promotion Adventure Time had towards the very end of the show. I think that would have been a smart decision. And I'm not even going to guarantee that Regular Show would have fit, but I think it would have been a smarter decision at Adventure Time. And also, we have what they decided to do is to bring back Samurai Jack. And fortunately, they're going to start Samurai Jack from where it left off when it got replaced by Adventure Time, which I believe was roughly halfway through the show. believe it's only about a 50 or so episode long show. It's like episode 25, episode 26 or so. That's gonna make a lot of people in our Toonami happy because Samurai Jack is gonna be always a fan favorite there, and it's kind of a cult favorite too. And it's something I guess will rate better in Adventure Time since I guess it rated better at Adventure Time since Samurai Jack got replaced by Adventure Time. They're replacing Adventure Time with Samurai Jack. So it's just interesting to see how things go in the future. Maybe Adventure Time comes back to Adult Swim in sometime in the future. I honestly doubt it. I mean, you can watch the whole show on Hulu. I mean, why wait and watch like something like if you why watch like the Wizard episode? Why watch Businessmen? Like early season shows like that, which Cartoon Network, not even Cartoon Network. I keep saying Cartoon Network. Adult Swim had been airing of Adventure Time when you can just go to Hulu and watch some of the more fan favorite episodes like I Remember You, Simon and Marcy, and I guess a lot of the episodes in like season 4 that people really love and season 5 people love. Or you can go and hate watch Frost and Fire if you're into that too, I guess. I mean, and really it's just that freedom that you have. I mean, why I'm not gonna say they were stupid for airing this in the first place, but it's doesn't take rocket science to see why this didn't necessarily work. I really have nothing else to say about this other than what do you guys think? Was it a smart decision for Adult Swim to put Adventure Time on the air in the first place? Should they've aired regular show instead? Should they've got aired like Steven Universe instead or some other property? What ideas do you have? Apparently, since it looks like Adult Swim does not have a concrete answer for the 8 o'clock hour. What are your ideas? I'd like to hear your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you very much. If you like this content, if you want to hear more stuff like this, please like, please subscribe, please hit the notification button. I am Orange Cat, and that is all.